being in a different location, the location outside your comfort zone. So being uncomfortable, discomfort. And the main reason I wanted to talk about this today was I was really experiencing a lot of things through my time leaving home. And as I've been here, I've experienced a wide variety of feelings in reference to taking chances and essentially overcoming new challenges. So let me give you some context. I left home in reference to going to see a friend, but I also came here in reference to job opportunities and just really trying to enjoy this new place I've decided to come and visit for some time. And yesterday I had an experience and it made me really think this entire time I've been uncomfortable, but I've enjoyed it to the fullest. And that made me think to myself, is taking the risk really worth it? And to a degree, in my situation specifically, it is, based on what my current experience is. But I would say in any situation where you would be able to really see what it is that you can get out of the situation, and not necessarily to manipulate the situation, but just to see how is this opportunity advantageous to yourself? What do you get out of this opportunity? What benefits does this opportunity enrich your life in some way, shape, or form? I'm just asking myself now, like, now that I've continued to experience discomfort and enjoy it to its fullest, why did I choose this topic today? And it was more than just discomfort itself, but through this experience of me leaving home, I've faced several challenges with not only taking such a risk, but making such a life-altering decision at the same time. And I'll get into that later on. How do you then learn to work your way through the risk? And again, this is more or less like really being able to ask yourself the pros and cons, what's beneficial, and are you going to lose more than you're going to gain? Because there is such thing as too much early on. That's really a question for you to be able to ask yourself when you're assessing, maybe is this too much or is this too little? But we're not talking about too little, because when you take risk, we're taking risk for the betterment of self. And discomfort, tension, stress, these are all moments in our lives where we can gain clarity, and not only gain clarity, but be able to work our way through the situation to our desired outcome. And that's more or less like just the way of life I'm seeing. Like, there's a cycle of the set of actions that we take that breed our rewards, or a better phrase, you reap what you sow, right? So through this cycle of actions, it'll result within the things that are going to bless us. But we have to be challenged for these things. So to an extent, the question now becomes, where in your life right now do you feel things are the most challenging? Where do you feel the most tension, stress, resistance, anxieties? And ask yourself, what about this is uncomfortable, and how do I begin to work my way through the situation? Because you can never find an answer standing still. The most important thing we can really gain from constantly being uncomfortable in a controlled setting, I guess, is being level-headed and being able to properly map your steps, or properly plan for your next course of action. Taking on the challenges of the risk is the most rewarding part of taking the risk. Once you overcome the challenges of the risk, it is no longer a risk. The best way to think about it is like let's say you take on debt, right? The greatest challenge of the risk, which is debt, would be to get out of debt most likely for things that aren't actual assets. So liabilities, things that really don't appreciate for you throughout your lifetime. Okay, what is the plan that I have to get out of this debt? And then once you feasibly do it, it's like that is where your growth begins, because now it's like you could either go back to your old ways since you just took debt and got out of debt, which you're choosing to retake on the challenge of the risk, or you can then take different kinds of risk that can lead to better rewards. So that's the most challenging part of taking on the risk. I want to say thank you for tuning in to Damage, and I would like to hear your thoughts about today's message. Tell me what you think in the comments. Share this with your friends, family. Thank you for tuning in to Damage, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.